Jikaze, tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Africa, jikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. America, tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze.
You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Javan Okello, live from Seattle, Washington, USA.
Greetings, beautiful people. My name is Simon Javan Okello. I am excited to be here with you for another episode of the African Father in America podcast. We are live and direct here with an incredible brother and friend of mine who is my special guest today. DJ Black, go ahead and say hi to the people.
Hey. Major Simon, thank you for having me on board.
Of course, man. Of course. This has been a long time coming. I feel that you've been one of the biggest supporters of a lot of the work I've done here in Seattle, and especially with Madaraka Festival. And I'm just so honored that you're here. And I can't wait for us to go deeper into the conversation, you know?
Oh yeah. Big things.
Exactly. For those who are meeting my brother DJ Black for the first time, he's a well-known African DJ here in the Seattle area. He's originally from Kenya. He grew up in Nairobi, Kenya, and we are going to talk a lot more about him as the show continues. For now, I just want us to begin with our proverb for the day, so that as we continue on with the conversation, you can also think about your own meaning of today's proverb, and you can put it down in the chat. I know that we are live on YouTube, where I want you to make sure you are subscribing to the channel and you're giving this video a thumbs up. But also we are live on LinkedIn, where a lot of you who are professionals are probably watching while you are settling in at work. And then we have, we're also live on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, let us know in the chat. And we are live on TikTok, and also we are live on Twitter. So we are all over the place, but we are right here. I'm really excited to talk about Madaraka Festival, actually. So before I share the proverb, I'm just going to share with you a little bit about the Madaraka Festival. You can look, if you're watching and you're seeing the screen, you'll see the Madaraka Festival banner, and it shows you a list of incredible artists from the motherland that we are bringing here to the diaspora. The tour, the Madaraka Festival this year, after happening for 9 years, is going to be a national tour here in the US. On May 16th, we will be in New York at Irving Plaza. On May 21st, we will be in Atlanta at Bucket Theater. And on May 24th, we'll be in Dallas at the House of Blues. And May 26th, we will be in Seattle at Benaroya Hall. So we will be talking a lot about the Madaraka Festival with my brother here, DJ Black. So the proverb, it says, this is from Burundi. It says, the reception has more value than the invitation. The reception has more value than the invitation. I want you to think about your own meaning of this proverb, but I quickly want to share 3 nuggets of wisdom that are related to this proverb. The first one says that show hospitality and warmth towards others. Even if you meet a stranger in the street, this is something that many Africans already do. Here, Seattle is known as a place where people are always cold towards each other. People are not always warm. But if you meet an African here in the streets, they will always be smiling, and even if you don't smile back at them, they'll always be smiling. It's easier to know who is straight from the motherland and who is not, So that's what this proverb is reminding us: show hospitality and warmth towards others. Number 2, let's see what this says. It says that building strong relationships and connections with others requires genuine effort and engagement, and a willingness to be open and receptive to others. I feel that my relationship with you, DJ Black, has always been something similar to this. Good relationships take time to build. There are so many ups and downs, but as long as you know that you're genuine, the keyword here is genuine effort and engagement. That's what really allows for good relationships to be built based on this proverb. Then finally, create a positive and supportive community around you. I feel that without the kind of community we've built, there would never be Madaraka Festival. So this proverb is really, really speaking about what we are talking about, what we are pushing. It says the reception has more value than the invitation. DJ Black, what comes to your mind when you hear this proverb?
Actually, Simon, basically, those are the basic fundamentals of becoming a DJ. Funny enough, because although you need all those to become a good DJ, not just the skill part, not the skill set part of it.
Love that. I love that. To become a good DJ, you need all this, and also, you know, as a DJ, you're always receiving people. You're always taking care of people, and when you invite people to a show, they do not care about that invitation. According to this proverb, they will show up, but how you treat them, the reception, you know, and as a DJ, you know, just taking your time and even getting off the decks to just recognize somebody, they will never forget that. Giving people a shout out, you know, on the mic, you know. I remember in Kenya,
It goes a long way just giving them a shout out.
it goes a long way. In Kenya, you know, when we went to the reggae clubs, I remember we were writing, you know, the big ups for our neighborhoods, you know, and then the MC and DJ had
Big
to
up Kogelo Massive.
exactly. If you don't big up people, they'll come and ask you wagwan, you know.
But Michael,
Wagwan.
good boy.
Exactly. Anyway, so you know, I'm really excited really to have you here. I think you're the second DJ I'm having on the show. The first DJ I had on the show was DJ Freddy Mooks, who is from Cameroon, and he DJed at Madaraka Festival last year, and we'll have him this year too.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to, you know, just ask you a question that I ask all my guests here in the African Father in America podcast. One of the questions I love asking guests is really a childhood story that inspired who you are today. You know, for those who don't know, outside of DJ Black being an incredible DJ who is influencing, you know, not just the music scene here in Seattle and the African diaspora community, but is known for, you know, expanding people's knowledge about dancehall and reggae and hip hop and soul and Afrobeats and genge. He's also rubbed shoulders with some of the biggest names when it comes to reggae music, from you know, Lucky Dube, Capleton, Taras Riley, Conscience, Chakademas and Pliers, you know, Calligraph Jones, King Kaka, and many more. You didn't add the bunch to the list there. You didn't, you know.
I mean,
The list is long. The list is long. Yeah. So, you know, I share with people that when I was 8 years old, my mother gave me a bicycle so that I could distribute milk and bread in our neighborhood. And, you know, those days, you know, waking up early in the morning and having a bike in the neighborhood, I would meet some of my schoolmates already going to school. But for me, I had to hustle fast, you know. And until today, you find that a lot of those schoolmates are still, some of them are still employed. Maybe some of them are working for an Indian or a company somewhere. But the spirit of entrepreneurship and taking risks came from those days on that bicycle, you know. And the spirit of waking up early to do this show consistently, this is the third year, came from those days, you know. So I want you to also take us back, you know, take us back to a time in history that really inspires who you are today, because outside of music and all your accomplishments, you're also an amazing father, and this platform is also for African fathers here in America. So talk to us about, you know, why you're so amazing today.
Man, it's funny you mentioned a bike, because I remember growing up in my neighborhood, only one kid had a bike, and and that's how I even learned how to ride a bike. So my mom put me up to a challenge and told me if I actually, I think if I was to make, I think 500 points out of 620, I would get a bike. So I did that. I think I did that in Premo. And when I got the bike, my mom was like, "Hey, that's all you now." She's already got the bike, nothing for maintenance. It's all on me. So I had to start my hustle there and then. Since I was the second guy in the block with a bike, I turned it into a business. So I got for anyone who wanted to ride my bike had to pay. So I think my influence started right there and then.
I love that you turned that gift into a business. That very, very smart. Very, very smart.
I had to pay for repairs out of my pocket.
Yeah, and that's how a lot of boda businesses grow. Some boda business, for those who don't know, bicycle taxis in Kenya are known as boda, and there are people who started with one bike. We lost DJ Black here for a second. Black, your camera is off. So whenever you can, there you are, no problem. Whenever you see entrepreneurs in Kenya, they start with small things like that. So I really, really love that story. But I want you to take us back a little bit into your DJing career. I was a DJ myself, and to be a DJ is not easy. It's a very competitive field. You have to build an expansive network, not only with your audience, but with other DJs, with musicians, so that you get new music early, networks, so that your mixes can get to the people, event organizers, venue owners, So just give us a glimpse into your journey, but also take us through, when you look back, what is it that makes you most proud? So share with us a bit of your struggle and your challenges and the joy of being a DJ, but pick one story, one moment that really makes you proud as a DJ today.
Actually, I before becoming a DJ, I had an ear for music. I mean, I love music across the board, all types of genres. So my friend, one of my best friend was an artist, and he used to do shows, and I used to give him ideas while he was performing. So one day he told me, "Hey, how about you come and become, a DJ for him at one of his shows?" And before his set, they gave me a 30-minute set, to keep the crowd busy. And the crowd went crazy. And from there, after the show, he was like, "Hey, dude, you might want to think about DJing for a career." And I'm like, you know what? I never thought about it. So I started that journey. And before that, I used to network with people a lot. I like, I like networking. I like meeting different people. I think we can all learn from each other. Everyone has a story to share. So with that said, and with the journey, my DJ journey, the most outstanding experience I can say is actually DJing for Lucky Dube before actually he passed away. That was an experience because I grew up listening to him and I got to share the same stage, not as a fan.
Yeah.
As a
So
colleague.
was this in Kenya? Where did you share the stage with Lucky Dube, the late
I
great Lucky Dube?
shared the stage with him in Dallas. He
In
had a tour.
Dallas.
Yeah, he had the USA tour before he went back home, and this tragic incident happened.
Man, Lucky Dube, may his soul rest in peace. Lucky Dube's songs. When you talk about Lucky Dube, the songs just start ringing in your head. I remember growing up in Kenya, you could hear Lucky Dube everywhere. Someone is cooking and reggae in the bedroom, reggae everywhere. Someone is, yeah, I'm a priest. That one was everywhere. Then I went to Liberia. I was working in Liberia right after the war. You would hear Lucky Dube by the riverside. People are washing clothes. People are doing chores. but you hear Lucky Dube there, you had Lucky Dube everywhere, So Lucky Dube and Alpha Blondy were like the voices of freedom for Africa when Africa was going through a very, very hard time. But take us a little bit back to that moment when you actually met him and when you worked closely with him. How did that feel? Because a lot of people who are watching the show do not really understand the feeling of engaging with legendary artists like Lucky Dube.
Well, it was an eye opener because I've met a lot of artists, and some artists, they have a different personality. With Lucky Dube, he was you wouldn't expect. He was a very simple guy, very soft spoken, never drunk, never smoked, and I mean, we held a conversation, and he's just like a guy like me and you. He's larger than world at the same time, but when you're next to him, you don't even see that, And I think, I think that's what inspired me, just simplicity. Simplicity sells.
That's beautiful. When you think about Lucky Dube, you also have to think about other legendary reggae artists who have passed on. You have to think about Bob Marley, and
Peter
when
Tosh.
you think of Peter Tosh, of course, and even most recently, Bunny Wailer, may their souls rest in peace. Jacob Miller, was it Joe Massa, Bob Marley's grandson, that recently passed on? Joe Massa, right? Yeah, Joe Massa. Anyway, when you think about, Lucky Dube particularly, you also find that now we have his daughter, that is touring and continuing on with the legacy. But you find that there are many artists who are actually always saying, I want to be the next Lucky Dube. I want to be the next Lucky Dube. I interviewed Samini from Ghana, who is an amazing artist. And I was really surprised for him to say that, I want to be the next Lucky Dube, So what do you think the impact? Huh? He was.
And as long as you sing from your heart, I think as long as you do anything from your heart, it will take you places. It will take you far.
I want you to just speak a little bit about why, even if an artist is a legend, they can't make it without DJs, because a lot of people just say that a DJ is a very small part of the music industry or a very small part of the entertainment industry. But I feel that without DJs, music cannot be known, So I want you to just speak about why many artists actually build stronger relationships with DJs than any other person when it comes to, pushing their music.
Because we are like we're like the agents. We're the ones who know what we're the ones who are out there almost every weekend. We know what the crowd wants. We can see we can see what kind of trend is trending out there. What's new, what's phasing out. Basically, we're just like agents, middlemen.
I love that. You are in touch with the ground,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
My friend.
Yeah. Watu wengi hawajui ground na unless unajua watu wenye unless you know the people who are paying attention to the ground, then you will be swept. You will be swept by the season and by the winds of the time. Anyhow, I want us to go a little further into talking about your current project. What is it that is coming up for you that you'd like to share with everyone who is joining us today? Before we continue, before you answer that though, I just want to recognize Lavender, who has joined us on YouTube. Thank you for your comment. And also, I want to see more comments. I see that there are more people who are viewing, whether you are on TikTok, whether you are on Twitter, whether you are on Facebook, on LinkedIn. I want to see your comment. in regards to the conversation I'm having with my special guest, DJ Black. Tell me what you think about these things we are talking about, but also tell me what you think about today's proverb: the reception has more value than the invitation. This is a proverb from Burundi. It's the center of our conversation today. So let me know in the comments. And DJ Black, share with us, something that is coming up for you that you're excited to talk about.
Actually, we're doing the Madaraka Festival together. I'm looking forward for that. Sauti Soul, it's been long overdue. They haven't been around. We have a very good lineup coming up, I see.
Yeah, man. I'm excited for this year's Madaraka Festival too. We definitely have an incredible lineup, that we put together for the masses, for the African people and the African American community, and everybody who loves African culture and music. I know that you have seen the growth of the Madaraka Festival over the years, DJ Black. When you look back at the first one in 2014, or even the one that happened last year, and you compare it to this year's lineup and the planning in general, what could you say about that?
I'm very pleased, and that's how we should be moving. We should be growing every day. Every day we should be the best versions of yesterday. So I love it, and I'm very proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing. You're spreading a good message across the board.
Thank you, man. Thank you. That means a lot. For those who are just joining us, I'm hosting my brother DJ Black, who is a Seattle-based DJ and producer, and we've interacted in so many platforms. I have a lot of love and respect for DJ Black, and I want you, DJ Black, to get ready to share with everyone who is watching how they can stay connected with you, and also how they can support the shows that you do in Seattle. Do you want to speak about your show that you do weekly?
I'll hold off on that because I'm still ironing out some details, because we are moving. The spring and summer is here. We gotta do some tweaking around, and but for now let's focus with the Madaraka, and let's focus
I
with the
love that.
Madaraka
I
first.
love that.
And people can follow me on my social media. I have a YouTube, Black the DJ. All that will be in the at the bottom, the very bottom. So you can follow me on YouTube. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, or actually all the social media platforms. Put all the links in the bio, as they say.
Excellent. Yeah, I'll add the handle. If you look at the chat, we will we'll actually add the handles. Lavender, if you could help me with that, just add the handles for DJ Black in the chat. And I just want to share a little graphic for those who are watching. I wanted to show you that beautiful graphic design for the Madaraka Festival this year. If you're watching, you'll see there that we have Sauti Soul, we have Eddie Kenzo, we have King Kaka, we have Drez, we have Anthony Cole, we have Tacoma Refugee Choir, we have One Vibe Band, we have DJ Les Cadence, DJ Poison Ivy, DJ Afrisha, DJ Freddie Mooks, and DJ Black, who is here with me right now. And also, we will be in Dallas on
MC Ryan, the DJ.
MC Ryan, the DJ. Talk about MC Ryan for a moment, so that everyone who is here can learn just a little bit about him.
MC Ryan is a jack of all trades, a DJ, an artist, a promoter, a hype man. Babayao, MC Ryan.
That's beautiful.
He's a good friend of mine. We've worked together. We still even have projects coming up together, and he'll be spearheading the Atlanta and Dallas Madaraka. So guys, be on the lookout. Yeah, and check out his songs too. He's a DJ and an artist.
Yeah, he's doing an East African tour very soon. He gave me the behind the scene story around that. So you should definitely look out for an interview with him as well. In the next few weeks and days, I will be interviewing a lot of people who are involved with Madaraka Festival, from the production team who are always behind the scene, the production team, to all the artists, the DJs, the venues, the partners. You'll be hearing from all of them here about the Madaraka Festival. So if you want to get the inside scoop of Madaraka Festival, you should also know that I've been leading the production of this beautiful festival for 9 years. So we are so close to the 10-year anniversary, and we want you all to go and get your tickets. I was forgetting, this is also a good place for you to get like discount ticket opportunities, get free tickets. So if you're tuning in consistently, you might be surprised. But I want to just share that for the New York show, the Dallas show, the Atlanta show, these shows. So New York is May 16th, Atlanta is May 21st, and Dallas is May 24th. For those tickets, you need to go to Ticketmaster. That's where you will be able to get those tickets, and get them as soon as you can, because this event is going to sell out across all the tour locations, all the cities we are going to pack all those buildings. And then Seattle, which is the main stop of the tour, is May 26th. And Seattle is really beautiful, especially the venue where we're having this event at Benaroya Hall. It's a space where Seattle Symphony, this is the home of Seattle Symphony. So if you look at the history of Madaraka Festival, we've been pushing the envelope and trying to host an African festival in venues where you rarely see African people. We go and we break the barriers, we open the doors, and so we will be hosting Madaraka Festival inside Benaroya Hall, and that is going to be a really, really beautiful thing. And you don't want to miss Sauti Soul and Eddie Kenzo, and we have surprise artists too that we have not announced that are so incredible. So just make sure you subscribe to my channel here on YouTube, the African Father in America podcast. And also, if you're tuned in on TikTok, make sure you follow me there. On Twitter, make sure you follow me there, and of course on LinkedIn as well, and Facebook, make sure you follow me there, so that when we do this tomorrow and the day after, you can really continue being a part of this community. I want to take a second to just recognize a few people who have been tuning in and making comments. So I started with Lavender, who is joining us right here in Seattle, Washington. Lavender is saying that this proverb says it all for me. Nothing to minus or add. Okay, great, Lavender, thank you. And then Brother Earth, who has been an amazing supporter of the show, says that greetings, family, peace and love. Thank you again, Brother Earth, for being here. I see that we've been joined here also by my brother Miko Migra. Great conversation. I would love to showcase on Madaraka Festival. No problem. Go to madarakafestival.com. That's the website, madarakafestival.com. And you can email us there and tell us your idea. We are always open. And then Brother Johnny Nogood, who was one of the headlining artists at Kijiji Night on February 24th, is also joining us from Nebraska. And he's saying good morning from Massachusetts. Oh, you must be traveling, brother. Good morning to you. And then Miko Migra also says that the reception shows the real vibe of the host. That's his interpretation of this proverb. And I see a lot of engagement here. Cabs is also here saying good to see you all. Beautiful. We've come to the end of our show today. My brother DJ Black, share with us your closing comments and share with us anything that I did not ask you that you want our viewers and our listeners to pay attention to.
So far, I think you've touched base on a lot in a short span, and I do appreciate again the opportunity to be on your show. Looking forward for future events and invitations. And I mean, I'm thankful, and all I can say is let's support each other. You know, it's time for Africa.
Thank you, my brother. I deeply appreciate you, especially for waking up so early. You know, a lot of people love their sleep.
Yeah.
This is when the sleep is really tasty, you know.
I almost rescheduled on you.
Yeah, now you can go back to bed, you know, with all this inspiration. Now you can sleep well, you know. Yeah, man.
I'm already up now. Now I gotta get out and get it.
Man, thank you again. Please give my love and regards to your family and to everyone who is joining us today. If you're just joining us, my guest today is DJ Black, who is an African producer and DJ based here in Seattle, Washington, but born in Nairobi, Kenya, and he's worked with incredible artists and producers over the years. He's really a force to reckon with when it comes to the music scene here in Seattle, Washington, and he's really supported my work, and I'm really honored. You know, every year I've seen you at Madaraka. Sometimes you're not on stage, but you're bringing people, you're making sure we see each other, and you tell me, look, you did a good job this time. And I remember all those years, and I deeply appreciate it. So this has been beautiful. Take care, my brother, and thank you all for being here with us today. Many blessings.
Thank you.
African father in America. Tujikaze, jikaze. African father in America. Tujikaze.
You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Javan Okello, live from Seattle, Washington.